Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hope everyone had a great trading day today. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're going to go right into the market here. All right. So the Dow was up, slightly up. The Dow was up 32 points up for the day. All right. So 32 points up for the day. The Dow was up. All right. NASDAQ was up 31 points. Okay. 31 points up for the day. The S&P was up 7 points up for the day. And the IWM was slightly down. IWM was down. All right. So you guys can see that here. VIX is at 20. All right. So we still have higher volatility. All right. Higher volatility on the VIX. Bitcoin at 67. All right. On the daily time frame, all right. S&P has red candles here. It is holding support right here on the S&P. But that is a concern, guys. So we have a sell signal and red candles on the S&P, but holding a good support there. The NASDAQ has a sell signal. Again, this is on the daily time frame, not the 240. All right, so the daily time frame. All right, so that, again, is a concern, major concern. We've called a sell signal in equities. All right, so we have a sell signal right here, red candles on the NASDAQ, and we are breaking support here on the NASDAQ. You guys can see that there. We're not quite in the markdown phase. I would say right now we're kind of like in the distribution phase, okay, getting into the distribution phase there, okay, not in the markdown phase quite yet. On the Dow is holding fine, guys. So Dow is in the markup phase. We have a buy signal here. So Dow is still holding its buy signal. Okay. Fairly well. Controlling its trend, right? That trend line right here. But a buy signal for the Dow. IWM on the daily time frame also holding a buy signal. And it is holding the trend. We do have a red candle here. All right, but we have green candles, so we do have a buy signal in the IWM. We've got to get past resistance here. But again, the big concern, guys, is the NASDAQ right here, all right, and the S&P, okay? And again, VIX is at 20, all right? So the VIX is at 20 right here. So just be aware of that. Our stock boss traders, our bull master traders, be aware of that, okay? All right, so just trade lightly. Not saying you don't, if you're in positions, right, just manage your current positions. Be careful adding new positions, especially in tech, all right, especially in tech. Just be careful, okay? All right. In the futures market, dollar is still holding between support and resistance, so no real direction, long or short in the dollar. Okay, so good support here on the dollar at around 95. Decent resistance, well, good resistance at 99 on the dollar, and we're kind of in the middle of the channel here. Okay. So just be careful with the dollar pairs. Currently in the futures market, the Dow E-mini is slightly down. So the Dow is down. Guys, the Dow was down. Well, the market was down quite a bit earlier in the day, and then got struggled, really struggled to close higher today. All right, that is a concern. Keep an eye on how these markets moving. Okay, so the market's under a lot of pressure, and we could move much, much lower. Okay, so currently the Dow E-mini is down 51 points, NASDAQ 35, Russell 5, S&P 6, and currently the dollar is up. All right, our top sectors right now, let's take a look. All right, technology, we have a sell signal, and we have, let's bring this further here, we have support down here. Again, sell signals, red candles here on tech. Healthcare, all right, healthcare is holding. Let's bring in a trend line here. Be very careful with equities, all right? So buy signal here. So healthcare is holding. We need to break through resistance here, but it is holding. That's surprising. Biotech, buy signal here, red candle. So we got to get past resistance here to really get serious about biotech. All right, previous price action did really well. Buy signal here, sell signal, but now it's trading below resistance. Holding nicely though, just holding there, holding firm. Financials are breaking down, guys. So your banks are breaking down. Buy signal here, and we need to remove this trend line. That's not important anymore. It's not holding it. So we have support on financials. Right here, we've got decent some amount of support. So right here, it's support here. Okay, on financials. Consumer discretionary. Again, sellers are coming in. We have resistance right about here and then support here. So notice we are really paying attention to these support levels. That's not good. When we switch from focusing on resistance and we start focusing on support levels, that is not good for price, okay? All right, that means it's making lower highs, lower lows. All right, so protect your capital, guys. So support is here. We might have more support right about here. Okay, all righty. And that's consumer discretionary. Staples have been doing well. So consumer staples are doing really well. We broke out on the daily time frame out of a big range, guys. Look at that big range here. All right, big range, support down here, resistance down here. Buy signal came in the middle of that range, right about here on a break of near-term resistance right here, and really took off. And that's probably one of the better groups. All right, consumer staples and energy has been doing well as well, along with materials. Okay, so consumer staples looks good. Basic materials, all right, so your metals, gold, silver, platinum, that's holding fine. Buy signal here on a break of resistance right here, right? Big resistance here, broke through, buy signal, holding nicely. Look at this. No yellow support and resistance lines, guys. So this is trending nicely. I don't think I've seen a chart like this without support and resistance lines. Quite that far. Let's see here. What's this? Communication services. It's breaking down. Has broken its trend line here. Let's take a look at support. Now, if it breaks through that support, we'll get into the right distribution markdown phase. Okay. All right. If it breaks through resistance, buyers come in. That's reaccumulation. So follow your 4 market phases. Energy doing well, really well. All right. It's very similar to consumer staples. There might be a story there with consumer staples and energy. All right. A lot of time with consumer staples, you need energy, right? So good trend line here. Let's bring in a trend line for consumer staples as well. Yeah, really hugging that trend line there. Really good price action. Okay. All right. Next one, we looked at energy. Utilities has been moving higher. All right. A good flight to safety. All right. So broke out of this wedge right here. Broke out and looks good. Getting past the high. Look at that. All right. Good price action here. And that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. All right. So that's utilities. The sad thing is we don't have a lot of utility stocks through heat seeker. That might change though. Let's see here. All right. As international, in this industrial has been moving higher, guys. Buy signal here. Nice breakout on industrial. Okay, so that's a good sector here. We are overbought. Purple support and resistance there. Home construction, nothing here. And telecom, look at telecom. No, telecom moved late. We were hoping for telecom to make a move for that Christmas rally. And guess what? Right, that did not happen. So it's a late in the cycle there. All right, but moving nicely right now. Okay. Forex has been slow. You guys probably noticed that. Okay. So be careful trading Forex. All right, be careful. Pound yen has a sell signal coming down a bit, so no direction there. Dollar is kind of stuck. We talked about. Pound, euro, same thing. Even the Aussie and Kiwi pairs, just be careful with those. Forex monster, Forex tracker here. We do have good amount of volatility on the daily. All right, about 60% volatility, 55, 60% on the 240, about the same on the 60. Let's see here. So you guys can see, if you look here, just all over the place. All right, so we don't have real direction here. Hopefully that buying that's coming in the Aussie and Kiwi pairs, that will transfer from the 60 to the 240. You guys know Forex will change. Things will change quickly. All right, we've had some good volatility, good movement. So hopefully that things will change, but very all over the place right now. All right, all over the place. Selling, look at that. Selling on the daily in the yen, selling in the daily. All right, on the daily in the dollar, and even the euro pair selling, pound pairs selling. So no direction overall. Okay, we'd like to see solid buying or solid selling. So we'd like to see solid buying in here, solid selling in here, or vice versa. Solid selling in here, solid buying in here, and we don't have that. Okay, so our monster scalper traders, I'm not saying you can't trade, just be very, very careful. Okay. Top Forex pairs. All right, so right now, pound Aussie is the top trending pair on the daily time frame, and that is short. All right, pound Aussie. Aussie CAD is the top trending pair. And guys, the reason we show the top trending pair so that you can find opportunities. All right, this is on the daily time frame, but Aussie CAD, if you find you could move that time frame to a 240, move that time frame to a 60-minute, and find opportunities in the direction of the overall trend. Okay, so all right, so that's why we want to do that. All right, so you have a buy signal here. I'm not saying take this trade, all right, but that's why we keep an eye on the big ones, big trades that are moving. So Aussie CAD is number 2, all right? So Aussie CAD is number 2. So definitely, all right, you want to focus on it, have it on your radar. right? And look for opportunities either on the 60, the 240, right? Even the 30 in the direction, all right? Because it keeps moving higher. If you want to go short, if you want to short, then you can certainly short pound Aussie. These are your top two trending pairs, okay? And then Aussie dollar, same thing. So Aussie dollar long, let's take a look here. Aussie dollar long, all right? This is the third, right? This is number 3, top trending pair. And then USD CNH, right? Look at that, the short. If you just focus on the top, right, the top trending pairs, either long or short, and then bring in, I know you don't, you guys don't want to trade on the daily time frame, but you can move that time frame, right? Move that time frame to a smaller time frame, and certainly you could trade it then, okay? All right, pound New Zealand, it's moving lower. All right, that's number 5. Number 6, New Zealand CAD, okay? All right, so keep an eye on the CAD. So Aussie CAD, New Zealand CAD, moving long there, okay? Some Euro, NOK, Euro, Aussie, right? These are big trades, guys. All right, so keep an eye on those, especially, I would say, your top 10 most trending pairs. This is USD, HKD, okay? All right, so top 10 or so you can pay attention to, all right? All right. Current alerts in Monster Scalper. Quick look at those. So current alerts in Monster Scalper. All right, so guys, it's all over the place right now. All right, you guys can see that. So we don't have any alerts here for the Aussie dollar, Aussie New Zealand. All right, also Aussie Swiss. All right, so most of your Aussie pairs do not have any buy signals. New Zealand CAD has a buy signal there. New Zealand Swiss is setting up for a buy signal, I believe. Let's see here. I believe it's, setting up for a buy signal. Yen pairs, no buy signals on the yen pairs, right? No, I'm not showing any shorts here. So just buy, just longs here, okay? Just a complete mess. Look at this, guys, a complete mess. So just be careful. You might want to move your time frame down if you just have to take some trades. This is the 240 here. You might want to move that time frame down to perhaps 60-minute, 30-minute time frame. I wouldn't go less than 30, okay? The VIX is at 20, all right? We do have a decent resistance here at about, what's that? 24, 25. If we get above 25, we can see volatility really come in, all right? So we have a good amount of resistance here at 25, all right? So right here, 25, right about here, okay? All right, so be careful. Better be safe than sorry. The Max 7s has been underperforming. So Tesla, guys, sell signal in Tesla. We can clearly see that there. All right, buy signal here, sell signal in Tesla. It's finding support here, but we do have a sell signal in Tesla, okay? NVIDIA also has a sell signal. We did get a white candle here. So white candle. It is range bound, but it's not breaking down, all right? So it has good resistance here on NVIDIA. good support, and it's just holding for now, right? It's just holding. So no major concern with NVIDIA. The price is right now 187, and you guys can see that, right? So, right, made a nice move higher, but it's been holding here since about October. Okay, so you try to trade this, very frustrated, right? Best thing to do, just hold, right? If it eventually breaks through that resistance, starts to trend again like it did here, we'll know and we'll get in. All right, we'll call it. Microsoft really doing bad. All right, so Microsoft actually made a new low, I think, today. All right, so Microsoft, look at that, guys. All right, not good. Peter calls this the mountain. All right, so not good, guys. At some point, though, we'll be ready to get in, right? So mark up, distribution, mark down. So it's clearly in the markdown phase. We need to stay away. Wait for it to get into that accumulation phase. Find support somewhere below. All right, so it went from 550 all the way to 396. And guys, we have purple support and resistance here. Lower highs, lower lows, so it could go lower. All right, let's take a look at a weekly time frame on Microsoft. Guys, it could go much lower, okay? Start to get panic in this stock. You could see where it could go to 347, support here. If that doesn't hold, it could go all the way down to 320. And even at 220, I'm sorry, even at 220, it doesn't have a lot of support. Okay, so this stock is in trouble. Okay, is in trouble. And that's part of the Mag 7s. Meta Facebook has a sell signal. Guys, so notice these Mag 7 stocks are not trending. Eventually, right? Eventually, traders will have to decide, right, what to do here. So the trend is down, right? Pressure is to move lower. Meta sell signal, support here. We break through here, we'll get into the markdown phase where sellers are in control. Google is holding for now. It's the only one that's holding its buy signal, but it has support here. If it breaks through that support here, guys, we'll get a white candle, start looking for a sell signal. Okay, so it is holding, and right now I would say it's not struggling to hold, but it made a high of 350, trading at 302. Right? Any additional movement down, we could see some danger set in there. Okay, but so far it's the only one that's holding out of the Mag 7s. All right, Amazon, guys. Amazon has a big red candle, came in last week. No, I'm sorry, 3 weeks ago. This is the current week. This is the weekly time frame. What am I doing? What am I? This is the second time I've done this. Okay, daily time frame. I'm sorry, guys. All right, but it's the same thing. They all have sell signals except for Google, right? I thought that looked strange. So Amazon, I don't know why this keeps going back. Amazon, gap down, and we've got support here. It's in trouble as well, okay? And then Apple. All right, Apple is trying. All right, so red candles here. We got a white candle here. All right, so don't let this candle fool you. All right, we've got to get serious. We got to get back above resistance here. And we need the market to cooperate. We need the NASDAQ. We have sell signals in the NASDAQ, guys. So we just, with the MAG 7s, should be out. All right, the MAGs, the ETF, the MAGS, that's the ETF for the Magnificent Seven stocks. It's in the markdown phase. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, broke a big support here. Let me make sure this is on the daily time frame. All right, we got the daily here. Broke a big support here. So markup, distribution, it is now in the markdown phase. Let's see where we might find support. All right, and that's not good for the MAGs, right? The MAGs, that really controls the Magnificent Seven stocks. Next support. So the high was here at 68, right? It broke support here at 62, currently at 61. Here is 57. But the most important thing is if the MAGs move lower, those Magnificent Seven stocks will move lower, NASDAQ will move lower, and eventually the market will continue to move lower and possibly correct. All right. So further support is here. Okay. And guys, we're going to have to start talking about seasonality. All right. So we're in February. We've got March, April, May. All right. So just a few months and we'll be in May. So remember, sell in May and go away. All right, sell in May and go away. Last year, that selling came in kind of early, right? So the selling came in on the MAGs, broke support here in February. All right, and it's doing that right about now. Look at that correction last year. That was about a 30% correction last year. All right, so now if we get a correction, it might be a lot deeper than this. Okay, who knows, right? Who knows? But guess what? We are higher, right? Right? We are higher, much higher from the high here of last year. So we could get a deeper correction, guys. Okay, and again, we have some support here, light support here, big support here. Okay. This is not a pretty sign, right? This is not a good sign right here. That's not good, okay? That's not good there. All right, top 50 stocks that we track, and we do this just to see what's going on. So if you guys notice to the right here, you'll see that they're selling. Now, these are the top 50 stocks based on fundamentals and technical analysis. So if these stocks are not doing well, all right, this market is not doing well, okay? We want to see these stocks trend. All right, so that's not bad. That's not bad. All right. All right, that's selling there. So some of them are doing well. That's really good there. FIVE, that's good. Fix, we've traded Fix before. Sell signal there, sell signal there, sell signal there. That's buy. Sell signal, that's buy. Sell signal, sell signal, sell signal. Buy signal, buy, still holding, sell signal, sell signal. All right, let's do this. All right, so this is easier to see. So we've got about, so it's about 60% down. All right, so 60% of the 50 stocks here are moving down. these are moving up. Okay, so that's easier to see there. Okay, all right. Down on the daily time frame, we are just holding resistance here on the Dow. All right, so these are big picture. All right, so big picture, guys. So this is important. All right, this is important. So big picture. All right. So the Dow big picture, daily time frame holding right at that resistance here. Okay, moved from that 50,000 Dow 50 mark. Dow on the weekly is holding firm. Dow monthly holding firm as well. S&P on the daily, guys, we have a sell signal. Okay, sell signal on the S&P on the daily. S&P on the weekly holding for now, purple support and resistance. Keep an eye on that. S&P on the monthly holding firm for now. All right. NASDAQ on the daily, we have a sell signal and we're getting into the markdown phase from the distribution phase there. The NASDAQ on the weekly time frame, we have a white candle. Right. So we had a white candle from last week. We have a second white candle for this week. That's not good, guys. Usually white candles, right? We go from neutral to red candles sellers, just like we did here, Okay, so this is not good. NASDAQ is in trouble. NASDAQ on the monthly, holding for now. Russell has, we're going to call the sell signal on the Russell there on the daily. Holding for now on the weekly time frame. Monthly holding as well. The QQQ, all right, QQQ is struggling to hold that moving average and the trend line here. Purple support and resistance. We'll keep an eye on that QQQ. That's the part of the NAS, right? So QQQ, that's the ETF for the index for the NAS. And it's holding. If it breaks to support here, we could get, right, some sell signal there, just like we did here. Okay, so get a white candle, red candle, sell signal, white arrow. All right, we are really paying close attention to that there. Okay, S&P again getting closer to that trend line, that moving average. We're keeping an eye on it. The diamonds for the Dow holding nicely. Okay, so the Dow is holding nicely. Bitcoin. Still in trouble, guys. Nothing to talk about here with Bitcoin. We're still in the markdown phase, struggling to stay around, right, that 68, 67 thousand mark. All red candles. It is in the markdown phase, right? We can remove this support level here. Let's remove this support level here. Hold on. Let's get more data. All right, so here we've got more data here. All right, so support, guys, we're looking for a 50,000 support. All right, on Bitcoin. There are no buyers around. So I know you might like Bitcoin, but if you're trading it, I'm not talking about investing. Now, you guys can do what you want to do. We just follow the systems, follow the price action. So mark up, mark down, and we have support here. All right, we have a long way to go before we see buyers come in. Okay, so 67,000. All right, it made a low at 60,000 right here and bounce. But again, all red candles. Be careful there. Bitcoin on the daily. Bitcoin on the weekly, same thing here. Support is here at 50,000. And then further support is at 30,000 down here. And then if you want to get ridiculous, next support all the way down here is about 10,000. Okay. All right. 10, 12,000 all the way down here. Monthly time frame, we have a red candle, guys. So we had, that was a white candle. So now we have a red candle. This is not good for Bitcoin. Okay. We have a red candle for Bitcoin for the current month, for this month of February. See here? That's the monthly time frame. That's not good, right? That's not good. Right. So hopefully by the end of the month, right, buyers come in and they can change this candle to at a minimum a white candle. All right. The white candle you might have a chance, right? But with a red candle, that is not good at all. All right, at all. Now, it's not me that's saying that. We're looking at the price action. So, not me, the price action. Right? The market is telling us this. Okay? All right. Gold and silver. Let's take a look here. I know we're going slower this evening, but this is important. We don't have a lot of trading opportunities, so it doesn't make a sense to go through all the systems because there isn't a lot to trade right now. Gold is holding for now. Okay, so made a big move up. You guys know it sold off, and right, this was doing well. It was doing well. Had some green candles. Buyers were coming in, but this is not good right here. We needed to hold a trend line. So gold now came from a high of 5,600 to 4,000. What is it now? 4,898. Okay, so we need a bounce here. Support, near-term support on gold. This is on the daily time frame, guys. It's right about here, 4,600. You could actually bring it lower here. Let's call it 40. All right, 4,400. Okay. All right. Needs to hold the trend line here. All right. Keep getting some green candles and move higher. Monthly, not bad, right? Very different from silver, but monthly doesn't look bad there. Silver is in trouble. And we've been talking about silver, right? So silver had its selling, right? Just like gold, all right? But really did not hold, all right? But gold looks like it might give up there. Silver, we got a sell signal. We never got a sell signal in gold. We do have a sell signal in silver. Red candles, right? These red candles here. Gold, we don't have any red candles yet, all right? So red candles in silver, that is a concern. We are near support here, right? We are near support. If we break through this support here, now hear me out, okay? If we break through that support, okay, if you break through that support here, we could move much lower, okay, to about $50. All right, so if we look here, $50 is right here, guys. So if we break through here, next support is $50. The monthly time, was it a monthly? The monthly time frame on silver, that's the concern. Okay, so if we break through here, see here, red candles, sell signals. We're making lower highs, lower lows. Silver wants to move lower. All right, again, support here. If it doesn't hold here, support here at $50, the next support is all the way back down here at 31. You might find support here, okay? But boy, if silver breaks this, you could see where folks really start to get out of silver, okay? So silver is done. That structure is done, okay? That price structure, there's no structure here. They're done, okay? Almost a pump and dump. is what we have here. All right, silver on the monthly. All right, see here, a big pullback, and here we are right here. All right, and now we are low at the low, almost at the low of the month. So any additional selling, all right, this month, guys, we could see silver come all the way back down here. And what we do not want to have happen is silver, right, come back, right, all the way back to that big resistance level here. If that happens, we could see silver really move lower. Okay. Now remember, when these markets, when equities, all right, are having a difficult time holding, and we've seen this through these cycles. Okay, if the equity markets move lower, right, the equity markets, we have a sell signal, right, in the NAS, especially the NASDAQ. If that moves lower, right, these other markets will move lower as well. So silver, gold will move lower. Everything tends to move lower. You might have some flight to safety, right, like utilities, staples might be one. But overall, guys, all right, so any selling in equities, any correction in equities, you'll see silver and gold move lower as well. Crude oil, all right, nothing in crude oil. Energy is moving, all right, so energy is moving nicely, behaving nicely, but nothing in crude, all right? Right, it's been stuck within, just crazy, right? Look at this. I mean, it's been stuck within this range. Every week we talk about crude oil, but it's stuck within this range since 2022. Right? Hasn't done anything since 2022. Eventually, though, guys, this is what happens. Eventually, it will break out. Okay? It has to, eventually. All right? But in the meantime, we'll find other opportunities. Okay? Bonds had given a buy signal, so that's good. It gapped up, right? Gapped up the TLT, moving higher. Can't really take it seriously, guys, until it breaks the resistance here at 92. So you can't chase it, right? A lot of consolidation, right? Support here, resistance here, a big resistance here, right? Got a buy signal here, buy signal here, buy signal here, all right? Sell signal here. So this area here is a big deal, but most importantly, the resistance here, that's a big deal. So can't do anything with it, okay? As far as our trading systems, the only systems I want to take a look at is Stock Boss, Bullmaster. There's a trade here in dollar CAD. All right, but just be careful, guys. All right, not much here. Okay. Quick look at Stock Boss and Bullmaster. We just want to see how Heat Seeker is doing. So let's run it. So 28 stocks in Stock Boss. That's not much. Bullmaster, let's run it 111. So about the same. All right, guys. So if you're going to trade any of the systems, probably Bullmaster, okay? But again, be careful, okay? All right. So markets are slow, right? What the systems are telling us is that we really should not be trading, especially aggressively, okay? So find your op. You have to be very selective, okay? So there are opportunities out there, right? So consumer staples, basic materials, you might want to just lay off basic materials, okay? Energy might be a good opportunity. And in Forex, we just don't know right now with Forex, okay? All right, the dollar is trying to make a move. So I did send out a message today that the dollar is trying to make a move. But even with that, be careful. Okay, guys, take care. And I'll see everyone tomorrow, Wednesday, for